Let's now turn to you and Donald Trump. Seems to me that in your dealings with Donald Trump from the very get-go, from your first meeting with him before the inauguration in January of 2017, you, very far from bringing a blank slate to your view of him, to your meetings with him, you were deeply suspicious and skeptical of Trump from the start, and that comes out clearly in your recollections in your memoir.
Sure, that's because I'm a human being. That's not a political judgment. I evaluate people who work for me. I evaluate people I work for.
With respect, it becomes political if you're, from the very get-go, likening the way in which Trump deals with you and with situations, likens him to a mafia don, a mafia boss. I mean, that's not just personal, that becomes political.
I don't see it as political. I didn't think he was...
The director of the FBI concluding that Donald Trump, from your earliest meetings, is in essence the political equivalent of a mafia boss?
Sure, not in the sense that he's robbing banks, but in the leadership culture he creates. That's what struck me. But that's not a political judgment. That's a judgment based on reason and logic and experience.
Some of what you write, and I'm guessing it's based on contemporaneous notes, it's actually just downright personal. Some of the asides about, you know, his look, his hair, the size of his hands, which you were making observations like this in the very earliest meetings with him, suggests you had an animus towards him.
Yeah, I reject that. If you read my book, you'll see I'm actually trying to be an author, and as an investigator, I have a pretty good eye for detail. So I describe my high school boss, I describe other bosses, I describe people I worked with in great detail. And so, yes, I noticed Donald Trump's hair color, how he dressed, how he sat, how he spoke. That's not a political judgment, that's an observation.
But it smacks of a negative opinion that you brought to the table.
I had a negative opinion of him that was fact-based. I had serious concerns about his ability to respect the obligation to tell the truth.